Fox News alert, President Trump making it very clear that if America has to get involved in Iran, it'll end on our terms. And it looks like he's preparing for any scenario. The E-4B Doomsday plane just made an unexpected flight to D.C. The $500 million aircraft was designed to withstand nuclear blasts and keep top government officials safe when threats are off the charts. And it landed at Joint Base Andrews under the cover of night on Tuesday. Right now, the United States has two destroyers anchored in the Mediterranean, the USS Sullivans and the USS Thomas Hudner. Both of these $100 million platforms have been shooting down Iranian missiles. To the south is a carrier strike group, the USS Carl Vinson in the Arabian Sea just off the coast of Iran, flanked by 4 warships providing security to U.S. bases in the region, and a super carrier, the USS Gerald Ford. It's on its way and should be on the scene soon. Dozens of F-16s have been repositioned from Italy to the Saudi Arabia base, and F-22s and F-35s are on their way. Now, if we're going to drop bunker busters on the Iranian nuke site, it'll be done by B-2 stealth bombers. These aren't officially in the region, but sources tell Primetime they've seen tactical movement in the last 24 hours. This is a major moment for Trump, and he's aware that his legacy is on the line. Quote, he is in his last term of his presidency. He may or may not see a window to do something that is something he's always believed is right and is important for the world, and has the added benefit of being legacy building. And this is a window. It's never existed before. It will likely never exist again insofar as he can do anything about it. So while he has that window, he's going to take a shot, even if it is not something that everybody agrees with. Now, the president says he hasn't made up his mind, and he's keeping his options open, and we believe that. Iran's foreign minister is flying to Switzerland for talks with the Europeans tomorrow. 47's offering them one last chance.
Regarding the ongoing situation in Iran, I know there has been a lot of speculation amongst all of you in the media regarding the president's decision-making and whether or not the United States will be directly involved. In light of that news, I have a message directly from the president, and I quote, based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks.
This could be Trump giving the Ayatollah a final olive branch, or it could be a pump fake, and we could go in tomorrow. And 2 weeks from today is July 4th. Maybe Trump's planning for fireworks halfway around the world. We don't know. The CIA director told lawmakers Iran's locked and loaded, and their nuke program's at the goal line. Quote, it's like saying a football team marched 99 yards down the field, got to the 1 yard line, and they don't have the intention to score. Now, the CIA told us things before the Iraq War that turned out not to be true. The difference is this time, the inspectors have seen the program. We've all seen the program, and the Israelis see everything. There's no question the Iran nuclear program is alive and active. The only question is how long it'll take them to nuke up when they get the go-ahead. Now, Iran is the world's lead sponsor of terror, and with a nuclear weapon, it could hold the world hostage. Not to mention, they control the shipping lanes where a third of the world's oil goes through. If President Trump does decide to drop bunker busters on their nuke site, we're not going to sit back and let the Iranians retaliate. So there has to be a massive air campaign that goes along with this. We'd have to knock out Iran's ballistic missile stockpiles and any offensive capability, so we're not sitting ducks. There's probably a rich target list that Trump would have to approve. The Guardian reported Trump was getting cold feet, worried about the effectiveness of bunker busters and not willing to use tactical nukes. But the White House tells Fox that's not true. Everything's on the table, even tactical nukes. The big question is if the United States does target Iran, what happens next? The White House isn't considering boots on the ground. Iran's 3 times the size of Texas and surrounded by mountains.
Invading Iran by land? Almost impossible. And here's why. To the west, the Zagros Mountains, a rocky wall with narrow passes, easy to defend, hard to attack. To the north, the Elburz Mountains, rising like a shield beside the Caspian Sea. To the east, more rugged mountains near Afghanistan and Pakistan. Still no easy entry. And in the middle, two deadly deserts, Dashti Kavir and Dashti Lut. Scorching heat, salt flats, sand that swallows tanks, mountains, deserts, bottlenecks. Iran is a natural fortress, and that's why invading Iran by land is a military nightmare.
Iran's different than Iraq because you wouldn't have legions of foreign fighters pouring into the country to target Americans. Well, because there won't be any Americans there, and two, good luck getting in. The war is escalating quickly. Last night, an Iranian missile struck an Israeli hospital. Israel's calling it a war crime, and its defense minister says the Ayatollah can no longer continue to exist. Israel just destroyed a nuclear reactor, which was producing plutonium. And no one's coming to the Ayatollah's side. Hezbollah hasn't fired a single missile since the start of the campaign. The Shiites haven't targeted American military bases in Iraq. And the Houthis in Yemen have been quiet. The Ayatollah's all alone, hiding in a bunker. His nuclear scientists and generals all assassinated. He's 86 years old. He's ruled Iran with an iron fist for over 3 decades. The man's a proud, stubborn, religious revolutionary. Something tells me he's going to go down fighting. Now, if the United States neutralizes his nukes and his missiles, is he still able to wield power? The Iranian economy is a disaster. He can't protect his people. He's mistreated them for years. So the streets will start to teeter. It's possible he hangs on, but a coup is likely. Or does Trump greenlight Israel to take him out?
If the Ayatollah stays in command, he will retaliate, and
Israel will kill him.
Activate sleeper cells.
Israel's going to kill him.
Now, we don't know that, but we have to use a light touch. This is delicate. We don't have a problem with the Iranian people. We have a problem with the regime. An unarmed Iran that's not an arch enemy of the United States could lead to the region uniting under American sponsorship and give us major leverage over the Chinese, who import almost all of their oil. The risk is being too ambitious and not grounded in reality. There's also a risk of doing nothing. There's downside to everything. Sleeper cells could activate, cyber attacks, terror attacks, slippery slopes. Donald Trump's deliberately and carefully calibrating each of these scenarios, and we elected him for moments like this. It all comes down to one thing.
Trust in President Trump. President Trump has incredible instincts, and President Trump kept America and the world safe in his first term as president in implementing a peace through strength foreign policy agenda. And with respect to Iran, nobody should be surprised by the president's position that Iran absolutely cannot obtain a nuclear weapon. He's been unequivocally clear about this for decades, not just as president, not just as a presidential candidate, but also as a private citizen.